Alright, welcome back to the Wagon Tails Homestead. I'm going to give an honest review about the 24 horse Roll King tractor. So it's a small 24 horse power tractor, and we'll just talk about how useful it is on a small homestead and is it worth it. Unfortunately, when I did buy it with the kind of non-ag tire. So number one, if you buy it for your homestead, ag tire. Get the ag tire. Second, find a better securement for your upper shaft, as this will drop when you're digging, bouncing, so on and so forth, and it can easily be bent, as you can see here, because it bounced off without me realizing it and then hit the ground as I reversed. So I was kind of digging out this watershed. See here, it done an excellent job all the way through. This section here was probably at the widest point 6 inches. So all the way through, it was wider down here. This entire section was pretty much touching here. So I was able to kind of widen it out, which has allowed the water to flow a lot better. So it can dig, not a lot, but I am limiting it right now on just tires alone. So if you get a tractor, doesn't matter if it's Kubota or a Roll King, 25 or 24 horse, do not get these turf tires unless your main goal is an underbelly mower and you're going to mow with it. Only reason to get the turf tires. These are more like a loader style tire, to be honest, more than turf. They don't damage the yard up, but when it comes to even tasks like just trying to scrape this top layer of dirt from this garden, those tires were struggling with what I would say is 50 pounds of dirt. Just because it is a little bit soft. This water wasn't here when I'd done it. This water was after the fact because of the ducks. But it was mildly moist. But the tractor did have a complete traction loss. It is a 4-wheel drive tractor, so it was locked in 4-wheel drive low, but even just trying to peel that top layer of grass off, it struggled. On the other hand, it beats shoveling any day. The price tag was, I think, $16,999, and that's with the $2,000 loader. I think it's like $14,999 without the loader, so it's just the bare tractor. I have pulled logs with it. You can pull logs with it. We do have this log here that it did pull out. It's about a 35-foot tree. Branches were cut off, and I was able to pull it from back here. It was kind of lodged behind the dog kennel. So it was kind of one of those things when the land was clear, it was part of the trees that were shoved up here on the edge of the property. So they were all sitting back here. What the heck? I guess my fabric peeled off. But it was part of the trees that were shoved back here. There was one other tree that I pulled out fine. The ground wasn't that wet when I pulled it. But you can kind of see it was here, came across, and then it was sitting here-ish. So even with just being, I don't even think it's 3,000 pounds. I'll get that number for you. But I was able to pull it here and got to about right there with it before I ran out of traction. So it was nothing to do with pulling power or anything like that. But you can see here, this is where a lot of the water flows. So once the tractor was getting here, it was hitting these wet spots and just spinning. You can see here where the chain actually is where it started to kind of dig down. And again, that's my fault. Blame the tractor for that. I'll blame me buying the tractor without ag tires. That's the reason. So I dug it to about its point of tippiness. So this is about as much as you can get in the bucket before it starts wanting to roll forward. So any more than this and you're over pushing it. One of the things I think would be most beneficial is if you had 800 pounds of weight on the back. If you had an 800 pound block of weight, or even like a 55 gallon drum full of concrete, this is all you can get on just river rock or whatever kind of rock you want to say. It's very wet, very muddy, but this is about as much as you can get before it starts getting rear end light. As you can see a little bit with you sitting on it, it does make it a little bit better. So again, it all comes down to what you need. Out with injury from work, this been amazing. Been able to carry stuff that I can't carry, traveled across the yard, lifting stuff up so I can nail it down. This thing has been awesome. Would I buy anything different? Probably. Different tires, probably more horsepower, because more horsepower just means dig faster. Next thing I'm probably going to do is probably add weight. It needs weight. Biggest problem, trying to pull out the logs over there from the big pile where everything was kind of bulldozed together. Not enough weight. Kind of can drag them low, cut a piece off, drag it out, so on and so forth. But trying to pick it up and drag it out of the pile itself, no. Just not enough weight. But for the price, it's been very beneficial, and I'm glad I got it. So that's my take on the Royal King 24 horse. It's up to you if you like the information or not, but buy one, don't buy one. Thanks for tuning in to Wagon Tails Homestead. Catch you next time.